they had a good relationship, it seemed, but in recent months that has changed because um, when his daughter, Thaksin's daughter, was on the phone with Hun Sen to try to resolve this border dispute, she referred to him in terms that Thai people found degrading to their nation when the conversation was later leaked onto the internet.
Tim Hornyak, thank you so much for your time. Just bring us up to date. What is the latest on the situation in Thailand and Cambodia and this sort of spate of violence?
Well, we've had an eruption in violence across the Thai-Cambodian border today, with reports of 12 killed civilians, it seems. Now, both sides accuse the other of starting the violence, but what makes it perhaps a bit more serious is the use of uh, airstrikes by the Thai military on targets in Cambodia. Both sides have called for uh, restraint, but they're still saying they're willing to defend what they see as their sovereignty over this disputed border region.
How did it come to this? Just explain a little bit about the history of this border region and what's happened in the last few weeks, particularly.
So it's a complex history that goes back a century or so. But over the last few weeks, we've had clashes in this area that saw the death of one Cambodian soldier. Uh, in more recent days, we've had at least two Thai soldiers injured by landmines in um, in this area. So, and that seems to have sparked this exchange of fire today. So soldiers were firing at each other, and then there was a military airstrike by the Thai side. So it's tit for tat. When it began early in the morning, both sides accused the other of firing the first shots, and it all comes down to disputes, as I mentioned before, that are longstanding, that surround this temple that's been standing there for a very long time in the area.
How unusual is this level of violence between Thailand and Cambodia?
It's not unheard of. There was a major clash around 10 years ago. Um, and roughly 20 people died, and many were injured. But since then, Thailand and Cambodia have resorted to diplomacy. They have a strange relationship in that they are both cooperating and they're in a state of conflict as well. Now, as I mentioned, if we look at the history of this, you can go back to the times of the French colonial period in Cambodia, when the French colonial administrators drew up a map of the border region, and they left it unclear as to where this temple stands. Now, this has come down to the 20th century, when both sides claimed ownership of the temple, and they had International Court of Justice involved, which came down on the side of Cambodia. So Thailand was not happy with that, and eventually the ruling was upheld by the court, and Thailand was again disappointed. So it's this sort of festering dispute over this ancient temple. There's another one in the area that is also in the region of conflict, and so because there hasn't been any satisfactory settlement for the Thai side as well, it keeps on going and going and going, this conflict.
And just give us a quick explanation. What are the Thai and the Cambodian militaries like?
Well, the Thai military, as you may know, is very powerful indeed. Thailand is much more wealthy than its neighbor to the east, which, of course, we many people may be familiar with the disastrous internal conflicts that racked Cambodia in the 1970s, the Khmer Rouge, the killing fields, etc. Um, but there is also another dimension to this beside the military one. The Thai military is stronger, but the two sides have a sort of diplomatic relationship. We've seen the former Thai Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra being sort of friends with the Hun Sen, the president of the Thai Senate. Um, they had a good relationship, it seemed, but in recent months that has changed because um, when his daughter, Thaksin's daughter, was on the phone with Hun Sen to try to resolve this border dispute, she referred to him in terms that Thai people found degrading to their nation when the conversation was later leaked onto the internet. So the prime minister, has since been suspended by the constitutional court in Thailand, and that's added another complex dimension to this conflict.
Are we expecting this fighting to escalate?
I don't think it will. I think it will probably go on for some weeks until cooler heads prevail. The previous iteration of this, as I mentioned, around 2011, went on for some years, but it wasn't terribly destructive. And so I expect that larger countries, perhaps China, will exert pressure perhaps the United States on both sides to stand down and to try to resolve things diplomatically.
China has called for calm this morning. Are they going to be brokers in trying to get that sort of some sort of ceasefire?
I can imagine China will be a broker. It's a powerful player in the region with investments across the region, and I'm sure it could exert its influence to pull some strings in both governments and get them to the negotiating table.
And why is Beijing invested and interested in, say, having a peace settlement between them?
Well, it doesn't like conflict, like many countries. It doesn't like uncertainty. It would like to, have a peaceful situation for its tourists to enjoy beaches in Thailand, for example. And no one wants a full-scale war. And meanwhile, Chinese businesses can continue to be powerful players in the region. And so that's why I think they're going to do their utmost to get both sides to talk.
And outside of China, what other countries have a stake in the outcome of this fighting?
Well, regional players, Malaysia, Singapore, of course, United States still has a sort of a legacy role that it's playing there, and countries like Japan, they try to act as a counterweight to Chinese influence to some extent, and so they were also interested in peaceful, harmonious relationships between the two countries because more conflict makes it even more difficult to advance their own interests.
And what would they be doing in this situation to try to influence Thailand and Cambodia? Does some have more influence with one or the other?
That's hard to say. I believe, if you look at a country like the United States, for example, the Trump administration has been wielding the threat of tariffs over just about every country. It could bring some of those negotiating tactics to the fore. It could, try to, push recalcitrant players to the negotiating table through all kinds of diplomatic and economic means. But I think for the time being, it's taking a wait and see approach.
Tim Hornyak, thank you so much for your time.